Porton Down. Just beyond Salisbury, nestled in Wiltshire's rolling hills, lies Porton Down, a name that sounds almost tranquil. But beyond its barbed wire and roving security, it hides one of the world's most secretive military research facilities. Born from the brutal lessons of World War I in 1916, Porton Down's mission was clear: study chemical warfare and how to survive it. Over the decades, its reputation grew darker. From 1939 to 1989, more than 20,000 British servicemen were exposed to experiments involving chemical agents such as mustard gas, sarin, and even LSD. One case still casts a long, grim shadow. On May 6, 1953, 20-year-old RAF mechanic Ronald Madison volunteered for what he believed was a study on the common cold. Instead, he was exposed to a lethal dose of sarin gas. He collapsed almost immediately, showing unmistakable symptoms of nerve agent poisoning. Madison's death was hidden behind the veil of secrecy. His family was silenced under the Official Secrets Act. It wasn't until 2004, over 50 years later, that an inquest overturned the official verdict of misadventure, declaring his death an unlawful killing. While officially defensive, many suspect Porton Down's work crossed darker lines into offensive research and covert weapons development. Today, it claims to protect against the chemical and biological threats, but the echoes of its past still linger, unsettling and unanswered, a chilling reminder of how science and secrecy can blur the lines of ethics. Orford Ness. Off the Suffolk coast lies Orford Ness, a desolate shingle spit lashed by the North Sea and wrapped in a haunting stillness. Now a windswept National Trust Reserve, its crumbling ruins whispers of stories of secrecy and strange ambition. Taken over by the War Department in 1913, Orford Ness became a hidden hub for military experimentation. Early radar research began here, and during the Cold War, it hosted atomic stress tests without detonation, but with dire implications. In the 1960s, the Anglo-American project Cobra Mist took shape, a powerful radar array meant to detect Soviet threats from afar. But something interfered. Strange, unexplained signals plagued the system, and by 1973, the project was scrapped. The cause of that interference is officially a mystery. Some say it was simply a technical failure. Others whisper of a more elusive force. Key records remain redacted. The eerie pagoda-like structures, built to contain potential blasts, stand empty and off-limits, their purpose known, yet their past uncertain. Orford Ness remains a strange paradox, a place of stark natural beauty that hides the unsettling legacy of weapons testing and intelligence experiments, a liminal space where silence is heavy and the truth lies and crackles beneath the static. Burlington Bunker. Beneath the sleepy town of Corsham, hidden under Wiltshire's stone, lies an underground city, the Burlington Bunker. Conceived in the nuclear panic of the 1950s, it was built to be Britain's last refuge. Spanning 35 acres, Burlington was carved from a disused quarry. It had everything: offices, dormitories, a BBC broadcast room, and even a pub. It could sustain 4,000 government officials for 3 months in the aftermath of a nuclear strike. Its existence remained classified for decades, only acknowledged in 2004. But even now, large portions remain sealed, physically and historically. Some tunnels have been explored, others are still cordoned off. Are they too risky, or are they too revealing? Rumours are that it wasn't just a shelter, but a command centre, that prototype tech and surveillance systems were buried within, that chambers hold secrets not even the history books dare to touch. Burlington stands as a concrete memory of an age ruled by dread, a subterranean maze shaped by fear, shielded by silence, and steeped in secrets. RAF Menwith Hill. High above Harrogate, a cluster of pristine white domes punctures the moorland skyline. This is RAF Menwith Hill, a sprawling signals intelligence base jointly operated by the UK and the US, and amongst the most secretive installations on British soil. Established in 1954, its location was chosen for radio clarity and geographic seclusion. Today, over 30 giant radomes, each encasing a satellite dish, intercept data from across Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. Officially, it supports national security and treaty enforcement. Unofficially, whistleblowers say it's a surveillance node, collecting global communications, monitoring world leaders, and feeding it all into the NSA's intelligence machine. Protesters gather each year, calling for transparency, but its fences are high, its airspace closed, and its true operations are sealed behind the Defence of the Realm protections. And then, the rumours. UFO tracking, electronic warfare, mind control research. Fantastical or not, the mystery feeds itself. From the public road, you might catch a glimpse, a glinting dome half buried in the trees, but what lies beneath? That's not for visitors to know. Menwith Hill is more than a military site. It's a modern myth in the making, its silence louder than any signal it might intercept. RAF Rodloe Manor. Nestled within the ancient woodland of Box Hill, the red brick facade of Rodloe Manor presents the image of a quintessential English countryside house. Yet beneath its ivy-clad exterior lies a history shrouded in secrecy. Dubbed as the UK's Area 51, from the 1940s through the late 1990s, Rodloe Manor served as a pivotal hub for the Royal Air Force. Officially, it functioned as the headquarters for various RAF units, including No. 10 Group Fighter Command during World War II, that later housed the RAF Provost and Security Services. However, declassified files have revealed that Rodloe Manor was also involved in the investigation of unidentified aerial phenomena. The RAF Provost and Security Services, based at the site, occasionally examined UFO reports, particularly during the Cold War, where concerns about national security were paramount. The manor was connected to a network of underground facilities, including the Browns Quarry, which housed operations rooms and communication centre. These subterranean spaces contributed to Rodloe Manor's reputation as Britain's Area 51. In 1999, the Ministry of Defence decommissioned the site, and the manor house was sold to private ownership. Whilst restoration efforts have been undertaken, the manor's past continues to intrigue. Local legends speak of unexplained lights in the surrounding woods and a persistent hum emanating from beneath the ground, echoes perhaps of its enigmatic history. Today, Rodloe Manor stands as a testament to a bygone era of secrecy and speculation, a place where official records end and mysteries begin. RAF Greenham Common. In the quiet heart of Berkshire, where heather sways and wild ponies now roam, a relic of Cold War tensions still cast its long shadow. The bunkers of RAF Greenham Common. From 1983 to 1991, these 6 monolithic shelters held 96 nuclear-armed cruise missiles, each one capable of levelling a city thousands of miles away. Cased in reinforced concrete, wrapped in barbed wire, and shielded by earth banks, the site was built not just for secrecy, but for survival in the face of nuclear war. The bunkers weren't just infrastructure, they were a symbol of global dread. Designed to endure direct strikes, their existence reflected a time where annihilation felt not just possible, but probable. But Greenham Common wasn't only a place of military power, it became a site of protest, resistance, and defiant hope. In 1981, a group of women founded the Greenham Commons Women's Peace Corps in protest against the arrival of these cruise missiles. They sang songs, chained themselves to fences, and made headlines around the world. In 1982, over 30,000 women formed a human chain around the base, a living barrier against machinery of war. These missiles were eventually removed and the base was decommissioned. The runways were torn up, nature crept back in, but the bunkers remain. Off limits and sealed, their thick blast doors closed tight. their darkened interiors are void of memory and meaning. Locals speak of a strange stillness that surrounds the site, something uneasy and left behind. Today, the bunkers stand as brutal reminders of a world perched on the edge of destruction, of secrets buried in reinforced concrete, and of voices that rose against the silence and were heard.